Well, it's about time we watch an anthology movie, and there's no better one for Halloween than Trick or Treat. Okay, maybe Creepshow, but this one is actually Halloween themed, and to be honest, I had to agree with Doug Walker on this. This is the most Halloween feeling film ever that I've ever seen. I mean, even Halloween, A Nightmare Before Christmas, those had Halloween involved, but it was never as concentrated as this movie is. It has so much in it. There's not a moment that you're going to confuse this for any other holiday. And it's not like you can just transplant this. It's everything in here. A little bit of history, a lot of monsters, plenty of good characters. It's really fantastic. It's basically just this little town where on Halloween all these different things are happening, and the anthology isn't quite as linear. It kind of bounces around a little bit, but each of the stories is distinct, and you will see some characters making a cameo in other stories because they are happening at the same time on the same night. So there's going to be some overlap, which I think is pretty awesome. You're going to get stories like a psychotic father, a backstory actually about some special needs children who were killed. You're going to get some interesting surprises from characters that seemed that they would be the victims, but then they turn out to be something completely different. Sam, which is the best character in this movie by far, is the one character who is seen in every single short to some extent or another. And he is basically the representation of the holiday as this young child with a burlap sack over his round head who goes around looking for candy or mischief in his own way. I don't want to reveal too much if you haven't seen this because it's well worth watching. It can definitely hold your interest and it'll get you into the spirit of Halloween for sure. There are also some really good things about this that few movies can claim. Not a single bad effect in the entirety of the film. Not one. You're not going to be looking back at it like, oh, they could have done that better. Ooh, this didn't work out as well. No. This was done really well. And there's hardly a moment. I think there was only like one scene where it did not use practical effects. I might be wrong, and it could be that they used an overlay effect, and I just didn't realize it. But I'm just going to say it's at least 99% practical effects. So you're going to love that. There's diverse, loosely connected stories, like I said, but that means that you're not going to get bored with it easily. And because you got characters that are constantly showing up, you don't have to re-identify a new character. You don't have to identify a new character and come up with all their traits. You're kind of taking what you know from what the person had done in a previous scene and getting a better understanding of them, but also seeing what this must be like for them. And it always has a lot of surprises for you because there are things that just slowly get revealed, or it's a sudden reveal and it's really surprising because you wouldn't expect it. But it's that kind of beautiful chaos that this film has that I absolutely love. And you know what? It's got good music, but what is really amazing about this, I just want to point that out real quick. It gets better with multiple watches because you begin noticing things you didn't before. And that's really what a really good film is, as you're able to enjoy it multiple times. This is the second time I watched it, and I'm sure on the third go around I might spot some things that I really wasn't thinking of looking for before. But it really does have that level of detail. The acting is great. The characters are great. It does have one sticking point that is a problem. Like I said, there's this kind of chaos that comes around from the stories and the way that they are interwoven. Because they're broken up, they're kind of hard to follow, and the boundaries between the stories are not well defined, so you're not going to exactly know when one story ends and another begins. It'll clue you in at some moment, but for the most part, it's very, very difficult to see what exactly is going on until you get further on into it. So, it, for as good as it is, the transitions can be jarring and confusing and really leave you scratching your head on what's going on. Still, by the end, it's fantastic. You're going to love it. I give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's an absolutely spectacular addition to horror. And it is certainly one of the best, if not the best, Halloween film out there. And yeah, I'm saying that because, let's face it, Michael Myers, his movie is not as much Halloween as this one is. Also, let's look at what we got on the 31-day challenge. We can take off werewolf film. I won't explain why. Anthology, pretty obvious. Halloween themed without being a Halloween franchise film. That's done. So, yeah. And because it was done in 2007, I can't take it off as one of those years that has a 9 at the end of it. So, anyway, I think this is more than a great watch for the challenge, and I hope that you get to see it this year. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.